Oh, what is the upspeak, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 197 of my wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I go through my 3 stars, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And if there's any pay-per-views, I will be doing a separate pay-per-view review, but we're in the clear for a little bit here because, not next week, brother, because it's WrestleMania. We're going to have so many pay-per-views to go through next week. You got NXT Stand and Deliver, WrestleMania Night 1, WrestleMania Night 2, and then we do the thing all over again, baby. So let's get into the Monday Night Raw recap. Yeah, we got Monday Night Raw in Minnesota, and we're kicking off the show with Adam Pearce, who is fired up. He welcomes the world champion Io Sky, then Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, all of them in the ring. Pearce apologizing for thinking the Three Stooges could actually handle the special guest referee match last week. Pearce makes it official. It's a triple threat match for the title. We knew it was coming, though they tried their best to make it not look like it was going to happen, but it was going to happen, and now it's official. Bianca speaks up and is shockingly fine with Rhea being added to the match, which is weird because, last week she wasn't, now she's fine with it. Bianca confident she's going to be walking out the champion at WrestleMania. Rhea and Bianca getting heated. Ripley again shoves Io in the face, pushing her to the side. Like, what the fuck is going on with that, man? Io nails the springboard on Bianca and Rhea Ripley, and my goodness, here we again. Io Sky gets disrespected like the exact same way. That's happened 3 times now. Out of control. This is at least Io fought back a little bit and she looked the strongest at the end of it. But man, that disrespect is ridiculous. And all this just to get to that triple threat. I don't understand this whole... I say it every week, but I don't understand why they had to put the title on Io when you had the layup Rhea Ripley versus Bianca. But okay, we're going to get that triple threat. It should still be a really good matchup. It should be fantastic, but oof, what a rocky road getting up there. All right, Fatal 4-Way is announced for Braun Breaker's Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. It's going to be Finn Balor, Dom, Mysterio, and Penta getting the shot. So that is very interesting. You got Finn Balor and Dom both in Judgment Day. And, they have had some animosity for quite some time now. And Dom's been really composed about it. And Liv is like, oh, we'll do our thing when it's time, and maybe at WrestleMania, that'll be time where you see Dom and Finn really blow up. Then on top of that, you got freaking Penta thrown in there. Oh, baby, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think, honestly, it would have been probably the best if it was just Penta versus Breaker one-on-one instead of having that Judgment Day kind of storyline getting shoved in there as well. But man, that is going to be a banger. That's going to be a fun match right there. Definitely got some show-stealing potential. We go now to the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Lyra Valkyria defends against Bayley. Lyra locks Bayley in the Irish swing. Just a very funny-looking move. Bayley dives through the ropes and crashes and burns. Lyra gets caught with a Bayley to belly on the floor. That cannot feel good. Lyra gets like 86% of the Nightwing. Bayley able to kick out of that. Lyra hit with a second mean running knee from Bayley. Lyra, nice tornado DDT. Fisherman Buster combination. Bayley, Lion Tamer locked in. Goes for the Rose Plant. Lyra counters into a roll-up. Pins and retains. Damn fine match right there. Really enjoyed the chemistry in the ring between Bayley and Lyra. Smooth pacing throughout. Bayley taking some rough bumps and a giving performance. Yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Really good match. Bayley initially declines the handshake, but she comes back with a hug. There you go. That's nice. You got Bert Kreischer, the comedian. Interview is interrupted by Chad Gable and crew. Bert says he is not actually here to see Gable. In comes Otis with the tandem shirt rips with Bert, and Chad leaves in disgust. A fairly funny moment. That's what Bert does. He rips off the shirt, and there you go. We got Karrion Kross. He tells AJ Styles we need the old AJ Styles to arrive and beat Logan Paul at WrestleMania. You can't have some social media big mouth beat a legend like AJ Styles, claims Karrion. AJ tells Karrion the old AJ is going to whoop Karrion's ass next week, and Karrion smiles. That is slightly disturbing. Now we move on to Trios Tag Team action. It's LWO's Dragon Lee, Del Toro, and Wild with Rey Mysterio versus American Made Julian Brutus and Grande Americano with Ivy. LWO with the lovely trifecta dive. American Made answer with the trifecta superplexes. Like, come on, that's super impressive. That's a thumbs up. Americano with the awesome Spanish fly counter. Julius out of nowhere, shooting star press. How you doing? Wild with a big air dive followed by Toro's twisty dive. Come on, nah. That's a thumbs up. Americano puts a piece of steel in his mask, hits Dragon with a headbutt and a diving headbutt. American Made grab the dub. Really good, fast-paced match right there with that awesome high-flying action from LWO, man. Like, jeez. I think it's Del Toro that gets the crazy height. Like, oh my goodness, man. Awesome. 7.5 out of 10. Really good match. We got Gunther strutting around ringside, showing off the championship. Very, very proud of his beatdown of Jimmy last week, just leaving him in a pool of blood while Jay just had to sit there and watch. Really gruesome stuff. Jay Uso enters through the crowd, but he is not in a yeeting mood. Gunther giggling his ass off, seeing Jay all fat and stuff. Jay asks Gunther about his mama. Jay's mom is in the hospital and is crushed. Jay could not defend Jimmy. Jay, going through a range of emotions, says he is not afraid of Gunther anymore. Jay goes off, says he is winning the world title at Mania for his family. Gunther just sitting there kind of second guessing how far he has pushed Jay right here, because Jay has gone off. Great promo right there from Jay, and honestly, really shocked there was no brawling. Like, I forget who said it, but someone that said, like, when you're in a feud and y'all are in the ring and you are fired up and you're, yelling at each other and it doesn't come to blows, it really kind of hurts the whole situation. I mean, it kind of works here because Gunther, you can kind of see a little bit of regret, the way that he treated Jay and Jimmy and the family and stuff like that, but I think Jay should have probably done a little bit of ass kicking right here. I think that was needed, but we don't get that, so oh well. We got Rey Mysterio versus Grande Americano. That is made official for WrestleMania, and that's got opening matchup slapped all over it, and it should be a banger too, man. I am very excited for this one. I recently watched Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero open WrestleMania 21, I believe it is, and fantastic match. It is hard for me to watch that match because Rey is wearing a mask that just doesn't fit him well, and throughout the whole entire match, he's just screwing around with it, and it hurts the match, especially once you really lock in on that fact, because he just does not stop touching it. Regardless, I am expecting that kind of matchup, man. It's going to be awesome. So we get Tony Hitchcliffe. He joins commentary. He's from Kill Tony. He's a comedian. I enjoy him. I don't watch a lot of him, but he makes me giggle. So we got a World Tag Team Championship match. War Raiders, Ivar and Eric defending against the New Day, Kofi and Xavier Woods. Xavier grabs a chair. Ivar punches that trash away. He's like, you kidding me? We're not doing this. Why would they even bother? Why would New Day do that to themselves? That would just screw their own chances over if they got DQ'd. Anyway, Eric slams Kofi hard. War Machine connects. Xavier is there for the save. Chair gets brought in again by Xavier. Ivar accidentally hits Woods with the chair, and the match is disqualified. Boo! Another good meeting, though, between Raiders and New Day. Just an unfortunate finish right there. We'll get a real match probably at WrestleMania. We get New Day. They are sore winners. Attack Raiders viciously. Woods shoving officials and management. That's going to cost you. And Tony, I will admit, he was great on commentary. He was roasting Michael Cole, and he played an entertaining heel commentator. I'm going to give him a thumbs up. They're also doing a roast of WrestleMania, I believe, and it's going to feature the Kill Tony crew or whatever. That is probably going to be legitimately hilarious. And we'll see how deep they go with it. Like, is there going to be, some McMahon stuff going on there? Are we going to leave McMahon off the table? I don't know, but should be cool. We get a lovely video montage for Cody Rhodes with music by Shabuzi, who does not love saying Shabuzi? I mean, I don't know who Shabuzi is. I don't really follow modern music, but Shabuzi. We got Penta versus Dom Mysterio up next with Carlito. Dom and Carlito taken out by a Penta dive. Dom actually hits all three amigos. Like, that is rare. Dom hits a destroyer, a 619, but the frog splash is countered. Penta snaps Dom's arm, hits the driver, pins, and wins. Really solid match right there. Carlito and Dom jump Penta after the matchup. Braun Breaker arrives. He wrecks Dom with a super spear and hits Penta with 1-2, because why the hell not? I'm going to fight you at WrestleMania, so I'm going to hit you too. Finn Balor appears out of nowhere, hits Breaker with a 1916, I think that's what it's called. Finn holding up Breaker's Intercontinental Championship. Braun gets up and chases Balor away, who runs like a chicken. Yeah, man, I'm excited for the Fatal 4-Way. Should be good. I'm expecting a big blow-up between Judgment Day, because that seems inevitable. The blow-up with Finn Balor. They're going to kick Finn Balor out of Judgment Day. Keep Judgment Day around. I love Judgment Day. They're great, but get Finn Balor out of there. God. All right, Paul Heyman, he's here. He's in the ring. He says he will always be loyal to Roman Reigns and CM Punk. That's my Roman, or my Paul Heyman. Paul interrupted by Seth Rollins, who asked Paul, whose side is he on? Seth says Roman doesn't give a damn about Paul Heyman. Now, every time I hear I don't give a damn, I get instantly brought to, this was, when Vines was, remember Vine, everybody? There's this adorable kid, Australian kid, with a Coca-Cola and a Pepsi glass, and he pours the Coca-Cola in the Pepsi glass, and he says, I don't give a damn. That lives rent-free in my head for the last decade minimum. All right. Seth says Roman doesn't give a damn, all that stuff. Roman wasn't there when Paul got put through a table. This is true. When Punk left, he didn't take Heyman. Instead, for years, Punk trashed the company that Paul Heyman worked for. This is also true. Seth was there for Heyman at War Games. Punk only did it for Heyman so he can get a favor. This is also true. Seth wants Heyman to remove himself from the match at WrestleMania. Seth threatens to do it himself, starts pushing Heyman around. Oh, no, you didn't. Punk arrives, starts brawling with Rollins. Seth hits Punk with a stomp, and then hits a stomp right next to Heyman's head. So there you go. Now Paul owes Seth Rollins a favor. So what the fuck? So what? Seth gonna be like, oh, you're in my court? Or maybe he's just gonna be like, get out. Like, get out of the match, you're not involved. So interesting. I like this segment. It was fun, like what Seth Rollins did here. Yeah. So, is that it? Is that the end of the show? Oh, that's the end of the show. All right, good show. 2 title matches on the card. One gets a clean finish, the other one not so much. So, probably going to see it at Mania. 2 matches I am excited for added to the card. Rey Mysterio versus Americano. That could be a sneaky banger. And the Fatal 4-Way, man. That could also be a show stealer. We'll see. We'll see how much of the Judgment Day storyline gets thrown into that match. Could take it over, hopefully not. I want Penta and Breaker to just tear the roof off of that place, if there is a roof. Jay, great promo. Odd decision not to have Gunther and Jay brawling after that. I feel like you kind of fucked that one up. Like, honestly, at some point you got to get like Jay to bloody up Gunther for doing that. Like, come on now. You can't just get in the ring and be like, I'm angry, and then don't do anything about it. Like, damn, dude. 7 out of 10 though. Good Raw. Let's go now to NXT. And they're in Orlando. We got NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vacour joining commentary to watch Jordynne Grace versus Jada Parker. Parker, nice rolling blockbuster and the butt drop in the corner. Grace goes for a dive, but she gets her foot caught in the ropes and she crashes hard. She botched that one, so that's hey. I don't even think that's the only one this week that happened like that. So it's okay. Vacour accidentally interferes. The match gets disqualified. What the fuck? And hopefully Jordan's okay. That was a nasty fall that she took there, and then the match kind of ended sort of abruptly after, so I'm worried that she might be hurt, but solid matchup, lame ending. Julia returns to whoop some ass. We haven't seen her in a couple of weeks since she lost the championship. Vacour and Julia take out Paka and Grace together, and then Julia headbutts Vacour and drops the champion with a driver. Julia leaving the building, and she says, no friends, rematch. So there you go. Still, they may be friends outside the ring, but Julia, a competitor, she wants her championship back, and she's got to go through Vakur to get it. So there you go. Swipe Right, they are being rude to Hank and Tank, telling them to take notes. And, take note of this, that Swipe Right, they can't be any older than like 20 years old. They're so young, but I like them. They got that spunk, if you will. Let's just move on. Fraxium, Frazier and Axiom going up against Swipe Right. Baylor and Smokes is their name. Fraxium with numerous fast dives, very impressive. Smokes, nice slingshot spear on Axiom, just very clean. Nathan, awesome double DDT and a standing shooting star press. Dude, he's so freaking good. Thumbs up. Fraxium, super Spanish fly, Phoenix Splash combo. The champs win. Nice showing here for the rookies. Looking pretty good against the champions. I am down to see more of these guys. They definitely have that charisma. That's the word I would choose over spunk. Fraxium, great fast-paced action as always. 7 out of 10. Intercontinental Championship ladder match qualifier. It is Sol Ruka with Saria versus Jasmine Nyx with Fatal Influence. Ruka with the cool spinning facebuster move. Nyx kick connects. Ruka is able to kick out. Nyx has her soul snatched, and Ruka qualifies for the ladder match. Nyx getting a singles opportunity, I guess, is nice. We rarely see that. Ruka, good as always. Solid, quick match. And I believe now Zarya and Ruka are in the ladder match. I think that's true, so potential for things to happen there. Hank and Tank versus Nico and Jensen up next in a tag team match. Culling with a nasty-looking Dominator top rope knee drop combo, handing Hank and Tank yet another L. Oh no. Pretty solid tag match. I did really like that finishing maneuver by the Culling, rather cool. We move on. New North American champion Ricky Saints. He cuts a promo. Ricky told a man of his word, said he would come in and make an immediate impact, and that he did. He is already holding singles gold. Ricky calls out the man who attacked him last week, Ethan Page. Instead, Lexus King comes out for some reason. And then Eddie Thorpe comes out for some reason. Eddie says the North American title belongs to his people, meaning the Native American people. Wes Lee, DuPont, and Tyreek show up. Wes says he's overdue for gold. Eddie calls Lexus a greedy white man. Oh snap. Ricky and Wes are shocked. The look on their face is hilarious. That Eddie just called him a greedy white man. That's hilarious. Ethan with the RKO out of nowhere on Ricky. Big brawl breaks out over the North American Championship. Wes with the big senton dive wipes out everybody, even his own freaking partners. But hell yeah, man. North American division getting wild right now. Fucking Eddie Thorpe dropping racism stuff right here. Oh snap, I like it. All right. We got Wesley with Tyreek and DuPont versus Inamura with Briggs. Wes with the cheap shot to Briggs for coaching Inamura. Nothing wrong with that. Wes caught and spun into oblivion by Inamura. Inamura goes for the splash. DuPont distraction. Briggs stops it, but accidentally knocks off his own partner, Inamura, off the top rope. Wes takes advantage, hits the cardiac kick, and snags the win. Inamura, he's the freaking man. I love his moveset. He is so freaking just fun to watch. I love him. Really good chemistry with Wes Lee. Yeah, 7 out of 10. Good stuff. North American Championship ladder match qualifier. Up next, it is Izzy Dame with the Culling versus Ren Sinclair with no quarter catch crew. Izzy hits a sit-out powerbomb. The referee counts 2. Izzy starts celebrating, ending the pinfall. The referee counts 3 anyway, and it's over. So, oh dear. So, I have never seen that referee before. I believe she is new. I was already giving her shit for having her hair not tied up, so her hair's flopping around all over the place. Really, really noticeable. Not professional. And then she fucks up the pinfall. Well, she didn't. I mean, it was an all-around fuck-up. Friggin' Izzy ended her pinfall. She already thought she counted 3. But, yeah, the referee probably should have just stopped counting and been oh, but, yeah, that was a fucking mess. So, yikes. That's a thumbs down. Ava announces Vakur will defend in a fatal 4-way at Stand and Deliver. Vakur will defend against Jada Packett, Jordan Grace, and Julia. So, holy shit. Fatal 4-ways getting thrown out a lot right here. I like them. I'm fine with them. I would really, every once in a while, an elimination style Fatal 4-Way would be really cool. I love doing those matches in the SmackDown versus Raw games, but that's a lot of talent right there, man. And some good mix there. You got Jada Parker, kind of brawler style, Jordan Grace, the Haas, Vakur, and Julia. They're just good at everything, so yeah, could be good. It will be good. There you go. How's that? Hank and Tank get advice yet again from the World Tag Team Champion, Street Profits. They're here. Be who you are, they say. Profits go Omega hype mode, firing up Hank and Tank about the Tag Team Gauntlet. Classic Dawkins and Ford right here. Hilarious. Thumbs up. And it's main event time. It's Javon, Trick Willie, and Oba in a trios match versus Dark State. It's Lennox, Sugars, and Cutla. Trick vicious chops to Sugar. I like this. Or Sugars. Oba, Javon, and Trick working together. They send Dark State over the ring, or over the ropes. Lennox slams Sugars onto Javon. Oba steals the hot tag from Trick. Oba throws Sugars into Trick accidentally on purpose. Trick and Oba start fighting each other. Oh dear. Evans gets overwhelmed, hit with the triple pop-up P-bomb, and the Dark State win their debut. I would say a really good showing for Dark State. They're beating big names. Oba, Trick, former world champions and current champion. Even though, obviously, Trick and Oba can't get along with each other, so kind of a handicap match, but overall I thought it was good. Sugars and Lennox I thought were prominent. Trick and Oba's beef continuing onward. Pretty good match. 7 out of 10. And a good NXT Stand and Deliver adding a Fatal 4-Way match for the Women's Championship. Should be fun. Men's North American Championship really heating up. A lot of guys getting involved. Women's ladder qualifier. It was a real rough one there between Ren and Izzy, so hoping for a bounce back. We may never see that referee again. Other than that, really solid wrestling throughout. Dark State doing good. 7 out of 10. And now we go to the SmackDown. They're in Seattle, and we got GM Nick Aldis. He brings out Randy Orton to discuss the RKO he gave him last week. Randy claims last time he paid a fine, he paid double, so that means I can do whatever the fuck I want. Orton wants a match at WrestleMania. Doesn't matter who. Aldis needs respect from Orton. Solo and Tama Tonga arrive making fun of Randy's whining. Orton begins to lose his mind in hilarious fashion. Orton challenges the Samoans to a fight. Orton gets outnumbered, getting beat down. Out comes the U.S. champion LA Knight, to even the odds. Brawling begins, and I smell a tag team match, playa, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Some entertaining trash talk from Randy and Knight. What are they going to do with Randy Orton, though, at WrestleMania? They're going to do a match with, Nick Aldis? Is he... I don't know if they want to do that. Solo, is he doing anything? He could be available. Maybe add Randy to the United States Championship match. Regardless, Randy is a very versatile professional. He'll get put on with someone, but I think Solo would work out pretty well. I don't think you really need to pull Nick Aldis into this, but, interesting. What do you guys think Randy Orton is going to do at WrestleMania? We got Tag Team Championship #1 Contenders Gauntlet match going down. It's Lyra and Bayley starting it off against Baszler and Stark, who I feel like I haven't seen forever. Lyra with a nice jackknife pin counter catches Baszler for a cheeky elimination. We got Natalya and Maxine coming out next. Maxine gyrating her hips, hits the reverse caterpillar. Not that great, but she did it. I can't do that, so better than me. Maxine sharpshooter attempt counter in the pin by Bayley, and Natty is super pissed at Maxine. How could you fuck that one up? We got Chance and Carter. They come out next, and they are aggressive right out of the gate. They nail the keg stand, but Lyra is able to kick out. Lyra impressively powers up Chance for a Nightwing and the big elimination. That's a thumbs up, but I'm sad about Chance and Carter. I love them, and they don't get utilized. Michin and B-Fab are next. They hit a tarantula with a kick combo. Pretty cool. Bayley hits a rose plant for another elimination. Piper and Fire are the final team to come out. Lyra power bombs Piper. Damn, dude. That's impressive. Bayley drops the elbow. Piper kicks out at 1, so yeah, she can take a lot of damage. Secret Hervis, interesting swanton combo. Lyra or Piper had her in a kind of a submission, and she falls on her. Interesting. We get Piper gets drop kicked and power bombed on the floor. That looked brutal. Bayley, Rose Plant, Lyra drops the leg to the back of Fire's head for the win. Damn, Bayley and Lyra will be facing Liv and Raquel for the tag titles at WrestleMania. All right, that should be pretty good. Great performance, though, from Bayley and Lyra, lasting well over 25 minutes. Chance and Carter, impressive showing. It was a good gauntlet, pretty standard stuff. You know, you're going to have one team that goes down pretty quick, someone that almost gets the win, Chance and Carter, which would have been nice, but oh well, 7 out of 10. We got Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. They will be having a Sin City Street fight at WrestleMania. Now, that's what I'm fucking talking about. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. I was seeing a lot of singles matches kind of building up on the card. I'm like, yo, we need some stippies. We need some stipulations, and we're going to get one. So Sin City Street fight, that should be good. Priest then gets jumped by McIntyre, rocking an eye patch, and holy crap, Drew McIntyre, you should not look that good with an eye patch, but damn does he ever rock that thing. Drew cuts a promo, talks about destroying Priest at WrestleMania. Drew takes off the eye patch, revealing he's in fact 100% cleared, and Priest is 100% screwed. That's what he said. Damian returns, starts fighting with Drew. McIntyre plants Priest on the steel steps with a future shock DDT. Drew should consider rocking an eye patch full time, because damn dude, that is a great look for you. DIY are losing it backstage, rewatching the footage of them losing because of an exposed turnbuckle. Freaking hilarious. I love this little moment right here. Great work from DIY. We got Berto with Legado versus Rey Fenix. Berto off to a good start, in control of Rey. Fenix, mean springboard stomp and the awesome twisty dive. Berto springboard kick and a nasty sit-up powerbomb. Like, what? This is competitive? Phoenix, beautiful springboard Frankensteiner hits the Mexican muscle buster for the dub. Oh, baby. Rey is so excited by this victory. He hugs the referee, and she can't help but smile. Very sweet moment. Banger of a competitive matchup right there. I did not expect that. Fantastic selling from both sides. Hard impact offense. Phoenix, holy crap, dude. Insanely good high flying from this guy. Santos shakes hands with Rey. Would like Berto to do the same, but Berto declines. Oh, yeah. We got Roxanne Perez. She is looking for a match on SmackDown. Gets in a confrontation with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffy, not in a good mood, challenges Roxanne to a matchup. And they were showing they never showed the footage. I had to look it up. But they talked about this altercation before the show between Charlotte and Tiffy, and Charlotte had to get removed. It was clearly staged, clearly a work, but yeah, Charlotte jumped Tiffy outside of the building, and so on and so forth. We got Selena Vega versus Chelsea Green up next. Green complaining to commentary about the Hervis not being there. Chelsea takes too long, she gets counted out, and Selena wins. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of fucking sucked, but at least Selena might get a title shot now because she technically got a win against the champion. So that could be a Mania. That could be a Mania. I can get down with that. Oh my goodness, Selena Vega, United States Championship win at WrestleMania. Give her that moment, please. She deserves it. Nothing against Chelsea Green. I love her. She's fan-freaking-tastic. But Selena Vega, bro, like, she is a megastar just sitting there and you don't use her. Crazy. Andrade trying to cheer up Berto after the loss. Berto tells Andrade to mind his own business. Naomi and Jade Cargill video package saying their catchphrases, and they are both going to win at WrestleMania. So yeah, just kind of moving along their feud. We got Cody Rhodes in the ring with numerous versions of the WWE Championship. Which version is your favorite? I've always been fond of the 98 Attitude Era belt. I love the Winged Eagle. I love the big gold belt, which isn't a WWE one, but I love the big gold belt. I even liked the Undisputed WWE Championship before the spinner came along. I liked. I am not really a fan of the spinner belt. I'm a fan of John Cena wearing it, but nobody else. The newest version is fairly generic, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, so yeah, he's in there. Cody talks about the lineage of all the titles. Cody tells Cena it's okay for the fans to love somebody else, meaning himself. John won't be stealing the WWE Championship from Cody and the fans. Cool segment, seeing all the different belts. I like that. Good message from Cody, but no John Cena in Seattle. So, it's a lot better when they have that back and forth confrontation, but John doesn't want to be in Seattle. Reigns too much. Street Profits interrupted by The Miz and Mello. Miz goes off calling the Profits a joke to the tag team titles. So trying to get a matchup, I imagine. Maybe. You could maybe squeeze them on the 17-hour WrestleMania card somewhere. I imagine you can squeeze in some space between the Snickers commercial and whatever else. Now we got Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez up next. Roxanne targets Tiffany's arm. Roxanne, lovely counter. Rana into a crossface. Tiffy escapes, hits the prettiest moonsault for the dub. Really good match between familiar foes right here. The chemistry still clearly there from NXT. Really good matchup. 7.5 out of 10. And then Charlotte jumps Tiffy after the match. Always got to make it about Charlotte. I will say that I did see Charlotte, I don't know what show she was on, but she was talking about like the recent comments that were made about her divorce, and she was pretty shooken up by that. Now, that sucks. I mean, obviously, but that happens a lot in the WWE. Like, people go and talk about personal matters, and you would figure Charlotte would be, you know, I know it's not a comfortable thing. You can't really expect her to be comfortable with that, but yeah, I don't know. She's not taking it in a very good way. I hope it doesn't, like, Charlotte's like, oh, Tiffy went and freaking talking about my personal business. Now you gotta take the championship away from her. So hopefully none of that garbage goes on. But a really good match between Roxanne and Tiffy. Main event time. It is Randy Orton and LA Knight, in tag team action versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. RKO and the BFT. Orton and LA Knight win. Really boring main event right there. I mean, again, we're right around the corner from WrestleMania. LA Knight in a big match, and Randy Orton looking for a match, but no one wants to get hurt. Fatu attacks LA Knight after the bell, heating up that rivalry a little bit more. I still feel pretty good about Fatu taking the championship, just because he's so friggin' hot right now, but so is LA Knight. So, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough call. What do you think? I really like Jacob Fatu, but LA Knight just got the title, but it doesn't really matter. That's the end of the show. I would say a pretty freaking bland show this week. I watched this one live, and going through a live 3-hour SmackDown was just brutal. So many commercial breaks, and just, it was a drag. Really hope at some point they get rid of the 3-hour show, because that's just too much for a weekly situation, and I don't like it. All right, but other than that, the street fight announced for Priest and Drew, that's a big win, at least for me, in that for the WrestleMania card. Really hoping for Drew McIntyre. Guy's been having a really rough year. He could use a WrestleMania win. Rey Fenix had a great match. The Gauntlet was pretty good, took up a lot of time on the show, but Bayley and Lyra look really good. Opponents against Liv and Raquel should be good. I really would have liked Chance and Carter to get a chance. I'll see what it did there, but hey, maybe they can get. I would love if they got tossed in there. Throw a ladder match in there. That'd be cute. But anyway, not that good of a show. 5 out of 10. Now we'll go to the land of AEW. We got Dynamite in Baltimore. Jon Moxley with Shafir versus Katsuyori Shibata, that's a hard name to say, at this hour of the night. We got Shibata with lots of heat behind his strikes. Moxley throwing muffins, right? Barely affecting Shibata. Not looking good right there for Moxley. Moxley then chokes out Shibata for a quick win. So, he got the win, so there's that. I guess that's in a way trying to build up Shibata really quickly as a threat against Moxley and their gang, because I guess that's what are they called? The Crew or something? I don't know. There's so many factions in AEW. It's hard to freaking keep up with all of them. But yeah, it looks like Shibata is trying to get upgraded, looking really strong against Moxley, or Moxley was just looking awful. I don't know. Strange match. Moxley not looking good at all. And then the Young Bucks arrive. They applaud Moxley as the Death Riders leave in the crowd. Bucks claim the assist at Dynasty was a peace offering to the Death Riders. Okay. Bucks share the same goals as Death Riders to make AEW the best. Kenny Omega arrives, tells a story about Dookie. Omega tells Death Riders and the Bucks they have been ruining AEW. Hell yeah, preach, my brother. Kenny ready to fight the Bucks. Out comes Okada. Swerve arrives to scare off the Elite, says it is buck hunting season. Good line right there. Pac blindside Swerve from behind. And now we have a match. It's Swerve Strickland versus Pac. Pac getting checked by not getting choked by the doctor. Can you imagine? No, but Pac is getting checked by the doctor. He gets cleared to finish the match. Swerve kick and the stomp, and Swerve grabs a quick win. Turns out Pac broke his hand, I believe, in this one, which is really unfortunate. We'll get more news on that in a little bit here. Hangman breaks into Swerve's locker room, but only Prince Nana is there, no Swerve. Hangman says, well, he wasn't helping Swerve at Dynasty, and, well, you know what? Swerve better not mess with him in the Owen tournament, so don't mess with me. They're going to inevitably meet in the tournament, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, it's kind of a weird relationship, because Hangman's like, I kind of respect you, but I'm the Hangman, I hate everybody, but whatever. We now move to a $400,000 eight-man tag team match. So the winners will split. They get $100K. That's pretty. Can I get in on that match? Damn. We got Andretti, Leo Rush. I get that wrong every time. Leo Rush. I did it again. My God. Mordos, and Ricochet versus Briscoe, Ospreay, Bailey, and Kevin Knight. I was going to say LA Knight, but I'm like, that dude not in AEW. Brawl breaks out. Good guys doing the 10 punches in all four corners. Pretty cool. Ricochet with the quadruple bald head smack. Oh, dear. Just inappropriate. Nasty leaping stomp by Ricochet. We get the double crane kick, Oz cutter, and a splash. The pinfall gets broken up. Ospreay, hidden blades, more toes, and the good guys win $400K. Give me a little bit of that money, please. Anyway, entertaining matchup for the monies. I kind of like when they do the money stipulation. Like, why not? Like, I don't think Tony Khan actually pays out the $400K. It'd be sick if he does, but it adds an extra stipulation to the match. It's fun. I like it. And lots of action throughout this matchup. 7.5 done. We move on. It is the Hurt Syndicate. They have an official announcement. They beat down 2 more chumps, and then they get the champagne celebration going on. MJF would like some champagne, please. He stands next to Shelton all casual, like he belongs and stuff. Very funny. Even Shelton's like just trying so hard not to break character. He's laughing, but it's okay. Max acting like he is part of the crew makes Bobby very angry. He gets in a yelling match with MJF. MVP says if Max gets 3 thumbs up from the Hurt Syndicate, he is in. Montel. Oh, that's a yeah, brother. Shelton, it's a no. And that is very disappointing, Shelton. He made you laugh. You should let him in. But inevitably, Bobby was going to say no. But Shelton making the smart move. That's a smart move, Shelton. You keep it all good in the circle. Thinking ahead. Max is declined yet again. And all right, I as long as he gets in there at some point. He might have to fight his way in, MJF. Maybe he fights Bobby, earns some respect, and then, gets in there. Backstage, Shelton admits that Max is funny. This further upsets Bobby. Oh, dear. We got Timeless Tony. She climbs over the announce table to join commentary. Entertaining stuff. And we got an Owen Hart tournament match. It's Thunder Rosa versus Chris Statlander. Rosa, springboard Rana, and a awesome destroyer. Thumbs up for that. Rosa with the bitch slap that backfires. It powers up Chris, who nails the Saturday Night Fever for the big win and advancing in the tournament. Good competitive matchup right there. Chris taking a lot of damage and a resilient win. 7 out of 10. We got Don Callis. He announces the family is open for potential new members. Maybe what I want is for Danny Garcia to turn heel and go back with Don, because I agree with freaking Adam Cole, man. Like, he was speaking truth. Like, dude's not ready yet to run singles run by himself. He needs some help. Anyway, new TNT champion Adam Cole announcing himself. Kyle O'Reilly and Roddy Strong are called the Paragon. Okay, yet another freaking name I gotta try and remember. Now it's TV time with Chris Jericho. Yeah. Chris is sad. He lost his belt and his tooth, apparently, in the match against Bandito. Jericho brings out Bill and Keith, who also lost at Dynasty. A rough weekend there for the Learning Tree. Bill grabs a microphone, says he has been real mad lately, like a lot. I'm always mad. Bill venting his frustrations about Chris. Jericho goes full dad mode, says, it's tough love. I'm giving you tough love, Bill, and to Brian, because he believes in them. Chris says he is not mad, he is disappointed. And then he absolutely snaps, smashing a TV with his bat. He's dropping F-bombs. And then Chris suggests that he leaves for a little while. All right, well, pretty good segment. Everyone at this point, well, at least I'm just waiting for Big Bill to explode and emerge out of the learning tree. Because, it's been a minute since Jericho's had a successful, situation in AEW. He's had quite a few home runs, but I'm not really ragging on him, but Bill is primed and ready to go, and just let him go. Main event, Yuta and Claudio versus Samoa Joe and Hook. Death Riders focused in on Hook, keeping him cut off from Joe. Death Riders powerbomb, clothesline combo, we get a near fall. Joe mean Uranagi to Claudio on the floor, how you doing? Moxley arrives, distracting the referee. Yuta gouges Hook's eyes. You can't do that. Shibata takes out Moxley. Joe and Hook stereo chokes Yuta, and we get the tap out. Pretty boring main event, kind of expected. Ending was fairly solid. Death Riders attack after the bell. Claudio hits Hook with a neutralizer on a chair. How you doing? Joe explodes. He calls the Dick Riders out for a trios title match. So, okay. He might get in trouble for that one, but that's all right. I don't care. Not a great follow-up, though, show after Dynasty. The Bucks helping Moxley makes no sense to me. Even Moxley seemed confused. Like, everyone's confused. It might be, the Bucks trying to weasel their way into the circle and then do something bad, but them working with Death Riders is just like, please stop the Death Riders, it's got to be over soon, please. Death Riders moving to the next stable. Looks like Samoa Joe and friends are up next. MJF still can't get into the Hurt Syndicate. Learning Tree on the brink of breaking up, at least I hope so. Or it could be Jericho's going to do some music or something for a little bit. Wrestling, not the best. The 400K tag team match was pretty good, and Thunder and Chris, also good. Not a great show overall, though. 5.5 out of 10. And we'll finish it with Collision. They are in Springfield, Massachusetts, not The Simpsons. We get Pac. Like I said, he has been injured, so Moxley will be the interim trios champion, joining Claudio and Yuta, defending versus the Ops. That's Hook, Joe, and Shibata. That's so many freaking names, man. It's ridiculous. All right, we got FTR. They cut a promo. Recently turning heel, Cash wants FTR to be treated like the living legends they claim that they are. I mean, fair enough. Dax believes they did the right thing, brutally attacking Cope at Dynasty. FTR say Cope is a selfish man who wanted FTR to take a backseat while Edge does his retirement tour thing. Dax wants Shivani to come into the ring to chat. Shivani tells FTR to their face that they are wrong. Dax super angry about this. Shivani talked about his daughter. He grabs Tony, but Nigel ain't having that shit. Garcia arrives, gets shoved down by Dax, who immediately apologizes. He's, I'm so sorry, my bad. They leave in peace. Nigel then grills Tony for doing the stupidest thing ever. Like, Tony's like, obviously walking into a trap. He's like, but I have to. I love them. They were such great guys. And then by the end, he's like, I hate them. They're trash. Pretty good promo, though, from the heel FTR. I'm so happy that they're back to being heels. But they do make some good points about Cope. I will admit that. But, it's Edge. It's his final year or whatever. Maybe his final year. His final run, at least. The guy freaking spent 10 years trying to get back into shape and fix his neck. But all storyline, of course. But, he didn't tell them to take a back seat. That's just what Dax has believed. But there you go. We got Timeless Tony with a hilarious promo going through all of the women in the competitor, or the women's competitors in the Owen. Very funny stuff from Tony. Thumbs up. We got the Owen Hart Tournament match. It is Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks. Billy Starks with a nice back heel kick. Hayter smashes Billy's head into the turnbuckle literally 20 times. Sliding Haterade connects, but Starks is able to kick out. Impressive. Billy, lovely swanton bam, gets a near fall. Hayter suplex off of the apron. A brutal bump for both ladies right there. Thumbs up. Jamie nails another Haterade, pins Billy to advance. Hell of an opening matchup right there. Billy, really impressive showing right there against Jamie, who's just she's Jamie Hayter, so she's on the rise back up to the top. 7.5 out of 10. And I think Billy is 20? She might be 21. So yeah, she's got a good future. Gates of Agony, we got a squash match there. Bleh. We got Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange, who is back. They get into FTR's face, very upset about the Garcia pushing situation. FTR agree to have a match about it later on. But it's Anthony Bowens who returned to AEW at Dynasty. He is with Billy Gunn going up against Blake Christian with Lee Johnson. There it is. Blake with a cool kick to Bowens' arm. Bowens with the grand slam and a twisting DDT. Johnson puts Blake's foot on the ropes. Christian with the Spanish fly and an awesome 450 stomp. Like, you kidding me, bro? Thumbs up. Blake too busy telling Billy to suck it. Bowens hits a super kick and a rolling forearm called the Mollywop for the big dub. Yeah, good competitive match right there. Christian showing off some innovative moves, that 450 stomp. Oh my goodness. Bowens, solid start to this, what seems to be a pretty big singles run. Like, he does a little promo after, and he keeps pushing the 5-tool player thing. So yeah, it looks like Bowens is pushing for something big, which is good. I like him a lot, but like, I miss Scissor, man. I miss Scissoring all the time. That was so much fun. We got Megan Bayne having a 2-on-1 squash match. We move on, but she does look good. Owen Hart tournament match, Kevin Knight versus AR Fox. Fox with the awesome springboard Spanish fly and a 450 splash. That's a thumbs up. Knight beautiful drop kicks, hits a big air diving clothesline to win and advance. Good match between two insanely athletic wrestlers. I mean, that Kevin Knight, dude, that guy gets height. Those drop kicks, ridiculous. We got FTR, Cash and Dax versus Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Ange. FTR attacking early. Daddy Magic gets busted open real bad. He's a bloody mess. Shatter Machine plus a spike pile driver. FTR look to do more damage, but Garcia flips out, makes FTR end the match right now. FTR again, they do what Danny says, and they leave in peace. Just kidding. FTR hit Garcia with a spike pile driver ×2. I think he tried for a third one, but that got stopped. Adam Cole arrives to a nice big pop, and he chases away the nasty FTR. We move to a Owen Hart tournament match. It's Athena versus Harley Cameron. Ooh, baby. That's fun. Harley gets dumped hard on the apron. Not fun. Harley brings the wrath with an axe kick and a pump handle back suplex. Goodness gracious. Harley hit with the Eclipse. Well, she got most of the Eclipse. Athena advances to face off versus Mercedes Moné, baby. That's my match. Oh, I can't wait. Solid match. Not the smoothest performance from Harley, but the heart is there, of course. Main event. Owen Hart tournament matchup. It is Konosuke Takeshita versus Brody King. Oh dear. Oh boy. Brody hitting thunderous chops, and oh my goodness. And he nails the Dante's Inferno. Takeshita just getting dumped on his head. My goodness. Thumbs up for all that. Takeshita ridiculous power with the driver into the wheelbarrow suplex. My goodness, that's a thumbs up too. Takeshita needs 4 running knee strikes to put down Brody and advance to face off against Ospreay. Oh baby. I kind of really wanted Brody versus Ospreay as well, but I am happy either way. Brutal, hard-hitting main event, though. Holy crap. Brody could literally chop down a tree with, like, 3 chops. He can chop down any form of tree. Takeshita, super impressive, great chemistry with Brody. Excuse me, and he had a hell of a match the night before as well. 8 out of 10. That's a banger. And a good show this week. Better than Dynamite, I would say. FTR, like I say, so much better. Playing the heel role. Good work from them this week. Wrestling was freaking great aside from the 2 squash matches. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Pretty good show. And now we go to the 3 stars, which do include Dynasty. But a shout out first to Ospreay and Kevin Knight. Their matchup at Dynasty. So Kevin Knight, he was the replacement for Jay White. So, Jay White, honestly, Kevin Knight stepping into that, he did a pretty damn good job, and that's why he's getting a shout out. And I'll also shout out Brody King versus Takeshita, those chops. Oh my goodness. Now the official 3 stars, third star goes to Berto versus Rey Fenix on SmackDown. A unexpectedly competitive match. Berto was getting his moves in and looked awesome. Rey was selling his ass off. His selling is elite, beyond elite, and his high flying beyond elite. Great match. Good enough for the 3rd star. 2nd star goes to Briscoe versus Fletcher at Dynasty. Holy crap. They tried to steal the show. They were beating the bejesus out of each other. Briscoe taking brutal bumps. Fletcher taking brutal bumps. Good enough for the 2nd star. But the 1st star goes to Kenny Omega versus Mike Bailey versus Ricochet International Championship match at Dynasty. One of the best triple threat matches I have ever seen. Ridiculous amount of action. Near falls. Just brutal bumps. Selling out of control, just so good. That was a 10 out of 10 match. That is a match of the year contender for sure. And that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. In terms of what else we got going on with the podcast this week, if you didn't know, WrestleMania is coming up this weekend, so that's a 2-night event. That's so much wrestling. Gonna have pay-per-view reviews out for that as soon as I freaking watch all that wrestling. There's also NXT Stand and Deliver. In terms of the GamerCast, don't have anything solidified yet, but there'll be something. I'm playing a lot of different games right now, so who knows what I'm going to do. So there's something to be talking about on the GamerCast. And in terms of the HockeyCast, oh baby, we are there. We're at basically the end of the season now, and NHL playoff matchups are getting set, so we'll start looking at those and getting predictions done and all that good stuff. So there we go, everybody. Thank you again so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more the best, though, make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast around wherever you're listening to it. Share it around with a few thousand of your friends and enemies. Why not? And upload all of these episodes to YouTube on the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos. The link is in the description. You can drop a comment over there. You want a question answered live on the podcast, anything about wrestling, hockey, or video games, just drop a comment on YouTube. You can drop comments on Spotify. I got a Twitter page. And so there we go, everybody. Thank you again for listening, and we'll be back again with some out GX Podcast.